to Draw 1.4. The cornerstone of all firearms training has always been centered around shooting with a two-handed grip. Ideally, whenever possible, we want to shoot with two hands because it increases our stability and control of the firearm. As you learned in the classroom, there are a number of different two-handed positions that have been taught over the years. However, when we employ proper ergonomics to increase our control and limit the negative effects of recoil, we make our entire shooting platform much more stable. We realize that the new grip that you were introduced to may feel a little awkward at first, but we encourage you to keep using it until it feels natural. Because you will be using your firearm in Draw 1.4, please make sure that your firearm has the barrel block safety device properly inserted into it and that you follow all safety precautions outlined at the beginning of this online training segment. Let's head over to the range and let's start training. Welcome to the range. There are two basic steps that you can take to increase the stability of your firearm and reduce the negative effects of recoil when shooting with two hands. First, let's look at your grip. When drawing your firearm, make sure that your thumb is up on the side of the frame. Then, as you bring the firearm on target and your hands come together, rotate the wrist on your secondary hand downward at a 30 to 45 degree angle and make sure that your thumb is in line with the barrel. Start to grip your primary hand with your secondary hand by resting the bottom of the trigger guard on top of the secondary hand index finger. Finally, wrap all fingers of the secondary hand around the primary hand. Make sure that both thumbs are pointing forward or upwards slightly along the frame and slide. Do not apply a lot of pressure to your slide with your thumbs. The second thing that you can do is to drive your firearm toward the target, locking your arms out directly in front of you. Remember, straight is strong, bent is wrong. If your elbows are bent, recoil energy will find that weakness and exploit it, making your follow-up shots lengthier and less accurate. Be sure to keep your head up and in a neutral position for good balance and situational awareness, and always bring your firearm up to your eyes, not your eyes down to the firearm. Each time the firearm meets your eyes, you should automatically acquire your sights with your dominant eye. Remember, you will be dry firing when the instructions on the screen indicate to do so. Keep your finger on the frame until you see the command to fire. Be sure to practice good trigger control by holding your trigger all the way to the back when the firing pin drops. Do not allow your sights to move when you pull the trigger. Let's begin the practical exercises for Draw 1.4. now have the ability to draw your firearm, get it on target quickly, and move instantaneously. By incorporating fast movements into your draw sequence, not only are you buying yourself time, but you're putting yourself into a position to rapidly control a tough situation. Remember, movement is never confined to just one step. Continue to shoot and move when necessary, and make sure that you keep your entire shooting platform balanced and intact during the process. A dynamic target is always much harder to hit than a static one. Over the next 5 days, we challenge you to sign back into this online training segment and go through the practical exercises at least once per day. At the end of the 5th day, you will have completed the process of drawing your firearm 500 times. With each successive completion of the practical exercises, your speed and coordination will increase. Congratulations on completing Draw 1.4. We look forward to seeing you next in Draw 1.5. Until then, keep it safe out there.